So in the book of Exodus, you have this account where the people of Israel are left at the bottom of the mountain while Moses goes up, and then he's been gone for like 40 days. And they're like, where is this guy? What's going on? And so they start to panic. And so they go to Aaron and they're like, you better take care of us and figure something out. And so Aaron says, hey, give me, your earrings and let's do something, okay? And so here we are in Exodus 32, and it says, all the people took off the golden rings which were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. He received what they handed him, fashioned it with an engraving tool, and made it a molded calf. Then they said, these are your gods, Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Okay, so then Aaron is like, yeah, okay, let's make a, we're gonna do this thing for Yahweh, and there's a lot to discuss with Yahweh, and did they think this was Yahweh, and why is it a calf, a bull, and how does that relate to these whole ideas of El and the connections to Baal and all this other stuff. Really interesting stuff to talk about. But today we're just focusing on this one thing, right? Where they make a single calf, and then they say, these are your gods. What's with this like singular plural confusion, right? Like what's going on? And to cut it down, long and short of it is, one scholar thinks that if you go over to 1 Samuel 4, you have this section where the Israelites are fighting against the Philistines, and the Philistines are winning. And the Israelites are like, well, okay, let's bring the Ark of God here. Like, let's literally bring the presence of God in this box. Like, we're going to put God in this box, and we're going to bring him to this thing, okay? And when the Ark of Yahweh's covenant came into the camp, all Israel shouted with a great shout, so that the earth resounded. When the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, what does the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews mean? They understood that Yahweh's Ark had come into the camp. The Philistines were afraid, and they said, God has come into the camp. They said, woe to us, for there has not been such a thing before. Woe to us! Who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods that struck the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the wilderness. Be strong and brave like men, you Philistines, that you not be servants to the Hebrews. So they have been to you, as they have been to you. Strengthen yourselves like men and fight. Okay, and then the Philistines win. Okay? But there's this thing where they bring the ark, and the Philistines realize that this is for Yahweh. This is God. This is their God. They're like, oh, okay, they brought it in. That's not really what happens, really, but that's what they think is happening. And then they make the mistake of like, okay, is this a single God, or is this like many God? Like how does this actually work? Like what's really going on? And there's some interesting things about the Deuteronomy 32 worldview with like, is it just God, or is it the whole group, or all this stuff? Okay, like the whole divine council and just all that kind of stuff, right? So it's not just okay. But the main message from all of this is, if you take this idea of people who confuse the singular and the plural, you bring that back into Exodus, then this could be a way of the author saying, this is a moment where the Israelites are no longer worshiping God for who he really is. They've lost the plot of what's going on. And so the ambiguity in the singular plurality of this sentence and this structure here is an indication that they are now apostate, and they have kind of walked away from following God himself. And I just thought that was a fun, interesting thing. If you want to learn more about this, I'll link to an episode from Dr. Michael Heiser's podcast on this. But I think that's great. Like that even here there is a literary textual clue that may be indicating something else. If not, what is it? Have you heard anything about it? Like, leave me a comment down below as to how you've understood this singular plural difference problem, if it is a problem, before. So just let me know. But this is the Bloggy. Let's learn more together.